Hello, my name's Remy and I'll be guiding you through how to set up a data science programming environment on Windows machines. The first thing you're going to need to know how to do is open the command line on Windows machines. So you can do that by going to CMD, typing that in your little search bar, and it'll come up with command prompt. You can just open it. Throughout these video lessons, we'll be installing software using graphical installers, but then checking to make sure they're installed correctly by using the command line. So it's important that you understand how to open it. Also note that you will have to reopen after every install the command line to make sure all the new updated information can be called via your running command line. So it's important to understand how to open it before we begin. The first software we'll be downloading is called Git. It's a version control system that allows you to do cloud storage, pull down to your local machines, make changes, go push it back up to cloud storage, and then track the changes as they go along, allowing you to revert if mistakes are ever made. So to download Git, you're going to open up your web browser and then type git download. Hit search. You're going to want to choose this website, git-scm.com downloads. When you select that, you'll see it says the current version 2.28.0. You can just select download for Windows, and the downloader will start downloading on the bottom left-hand side of the screen here. It'll take a few seconds. Just be aware too, if you have antivirus software, when you actually run the downloader, it will prompt you to say, allow it to make changes to the system. You do want to allow it, and you'll see that'll pop up here, or it should pop up for you guys. So you just hit yes, you want to allow Git to make changes, and then the graphical installer will pop up. Here's the licensing agreement. You can read through this if you want, but to actually install Git, you'll have to agree by hitting next. Through most of this, you'll just agree to the default. So it's fine starting in Git, yes. You can just, again, defaults here. You won't need to create a desktop icon or anything like that because we'll be using the command line. It'll be stored in a Git file. You can just go through. This is the only one you need to be careful with, is adjusting your path environment. You want this one, Git, from the command line and also third-party software. This allows Git to be added to your path variable, which then allows it to be called from the command line, which is how you'll do most of your Git control when you're actually programming. So you really want to make sure this is the one you have selected. And then you'll follow the defaults through the rest of it until the download starts. This can take a few minutes, so we'll just wait for it to finish. Okay, and when the installation is complete, you'll see completing the Git wizard setup, or setup wizard, excuse me. And it'll give you a couple more things. You don't want to launch git bash. We'll be using the command line to do all of our git commands. And then you don't need to see the release note. You can hit next to close the installer. You can close out of your web browser. Then open up a new command line or a command prompt. Now to check to make sure git was installed correctly, you can type the command git -- version and hit enter. You should see git version and then whatever version you downloaded, in my case 2.28.0. And then it just says for Windows. If you don't see this, make sure you type git version correctly with the 2 dashes. Make sure you restarted the command line or opened a new command line so that way you have the git commands all added to your path. And if neither of those work, try re-downloading, uninstall, and then re-downloading and installing, making sure to add the git commands to your path variable. In the next video, I'll be going over more advanced command line commands, such as how to create files and how to create directories or folders, and showing you how to install VS Code and open VS Code from the command line. Thanks, and I look forward to teaching you guys this next.